Welcome back. This is Aretha in New York City, Ground Zero. I hope you can hear me. The movie 12 Years a Slave was based on the life of Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup was born free in 1808 in Minerva, New York, upstate. The only information known about his mother was that she was a free woman of mixed race. His father, Mintus Northup, was a freed, enslaved person. His father owned a farm, voted in local elections. His father also valued and provided an education for both of his sons, Solomon and Joseph. Growing up, when Solomon was not helping his father on the farm, he spent time reading books and doing his favorite thing, which was playing the violin. When he was 21 years old, he married Anne Hampton, a free woman. The relationship produced 3 children, Elizabeth, Margaret, and Alonzo. The Northup family sold the family farm in Minerva, New York, and moved to Glen Falls, New York. Northup worked many seasonal jobs in his area and gained a reputation for being an excellent violinist. His wife worked as a part-time cook at various rural taverns. They had a comfortable life. Though slavery was abolished in 1827 in New York, slavery was alive and draining the life out of Black people in many places in the U.S. In 1841, at the age of 33 years old, Solomon was in Saratoga Springs, New York, looking for temporary employment. He was approached by 2 white men, Merrill Brown and Abram Hamilton, and they invited him to play at an event in New York City. He went with them without notifying his wife or collecting his free papers or proof of freedom. After the concert, having gained Northup's trust, the men invited him to attend a circus with them in Washington, D.C. Slavery was illegal in New York, but it was legal in Washington. He agreed, and during the trip, they drugged him, kidnapped him, stripped him of his identity, and renamed him Platt. He was sold into slavery in the state of Louisiana for 12 years, where he experienced and witnessed the horrors of slavery. In 1853, when he was rescued, he wrote his memoir, 12 Years a Slave, a narrative of Solomon Northup, a citizen of New York, kidnapped in Washington City. It was a bestseller that contributed greatly to the slavery abolition movement. Takeaways. I'm sure there are some Christians listening and they're thinking God sent him into slavery. I'm a Christian and I do not agree. He was kidnapped, lies were created about him and his identity, and his family was destroyed. According to Christian theology, lying, theft, destruction are work of the devil. I think it was more like the Joseph story. Those kidnappers meant it for evil, but God worked it out for his good. 2. As it was in those days, so is it today. The U.S. is a place that has different time periods occurring at the same time. What do I mean? It was freedom time in New York during Northup's time. But in Texas, it would not be Juneteenth until 1865. Third, and maybe most importantly, it's a call to stay woke, because you might be living like Northup in a comfortable bubble away from other Black people. But you and I are only as safe as the poorest Black person. Don't believe me? Look at what is going on in the U.S. in 2025. Thanks for listening.